I'm Baking Sam. Today we're going to be making kombucha. Kombucha is a fermented drink that is non-alcoholic. It might have a tiny bit of alcohol if you brew it for a very long time, but most likely not, and it's not any significant amount. It's like vanilla extract. Anyway, it doesn't taste like vanilla extract. It just has that basic type of alcohol in it. And kombucha has so many health benefits. It's good for digestion.
It also prevents disease, supports gut health, and boosts the immune system.
Kombucha I'm making is made of all organic ingredients. The ingredients you'll need for this are 6 tea bags, a gallon of water, a SCOBY, which is a symbiotic colony of bacterial yeast, SCOBY for short, and some starter liquid. If you've made kombucha before, you probably have starter liquid, or you could find it from a friend, but if not, you can buy it on Amazon, and it comes in a little pouch with a tiny bit of starter liquid. You may need a little more to start your first batch, but mine came with clear instructions that I'm just going to tell you about now. And yeah, so what you're going to do is go over to your stove and take a big pot and put 2 cups of water in it. You're going to boil that water, and once it's boiled, you take it off the heat, put 6 tea bags in, and let it brew for 5 to 10 minutes. For me, I'm doing it 10 minutes because it always works out best for me, but whatever your preference is, steeping it longer won't make it like extremely strong, because after it's been brewing long, it's not going to taste like bitter or anything. But after it's brewed for 10 minutes, you're going to put it on the table and then follow my directions. So I hope you enjoy my video. To this, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. The sugar I use is organic cane sugar. I sometimes use turbinado. You could use just plain sugar, but like processed, but it's not good for you, and the whole point of kombucha is to be good for you, so I like to stick with all organic ingredients. So you mix this in until it's fully dissolved. It shouldn't take too long since the water is hot, because it just got off of the stove a few minutes ago. The next thing you do is pour the hot liquid that you were just stirred the sugar into a large 1-gallon container. You want it to be 1 gallon so you know exactly how much you're making when we're doing the recipe. To this, you add water all the way up to about here, because that leaves 3 inches of space to just give it time to ferment and to add the SCOBY. You should fill it to about there, and from here you wait till it cools to a temperature that's in the 70 degrees area, anywhere from 70 to 79 would be fine. But I'm gonna let it go until it's 70 degrees, and from there I'm gonna add the SCOBY and starter liquid. What I have in front of you here is a SCOBY. That stands for symbiotic colony of bacterial yeast. And I ordered my first one on Amazon. I looked up organic SCOBY and it popped right up. And when I got it, it was about that big, and it was surrounded with a 1/4 cup of starter liquid. But when I made my first batch, a whole new SCOBY formed, and it became like this big. I still have my tiny one that was in there, and they're both in here together. The bigger one that formed is a lot thinner, but every time I make a batch, it gets bigger and bigger. I know you're not supposed to use too much of SCOBY in each batch, but I don't have like an extreme amount of SCOBY. When I get another SCOBY from this batch, I probably won't use it again, but right now this is good. And I put it in I kept a half a cup of starter liquid, and you can see it's a totally different color than this because by the end of the ferment, the tea turns a totally different color because the SCOBY absorbs all the sugar and a bunch of other stuff and just changes the whole color. So you open your container with the SCOBY in it, like this, and you pour it in. If you find your SCOBY on the internet, you can just pour what starter liquid it has in it, but I have my own starter liquid that I'm using, and yeah, you just put your SCOBY into the liquid, and from there you just cover it. I use parchment paper and a scrunchie. Most people use like coffee filters and things like that, but for me, parchment paper and a scrunchie to hold it around here works. You don't want anything too tight like a lid because there needs to be room for air to escape, but you don't want bacteria to get in there because it'll mess with the whole SCOBY, and you don't want bad bacteria in your tea. You only want the good bacteria that's coming from the SCOBY. So I'm going to go get the parchment paper, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back with my scrunchie and my parchment paper. So you place it like this, and then you put the scrunchie on like this so that none of the hole is showing anymore, but it's covering, and it allows for air to get out because parchment paper is not too tight like a lid or anything. And from here, you put it in a closet and leave it there for anywhere from 7 to 14 days, I think. The longer you let it ferment, the more it'll taste better and it will be more fizzy. And from there, you can do a second batch once you like how your kombucha tastes. You put it in jars with fruit, and the fruit brings out fizz and makes your kombucha fizzy, because this first ferment won't make it fizzy, but it'll give you the right kombucha flavor that you want. If you made it this far, thanks for watching my video on how to make kombucha. I hope it works out for you if you try it. If you do try it, let me know how it tastes in the description below, and like and subscribe for more. I will have baking and kombucha making on here, and if I don't update here, I'll definitely update on my baking account on Instagram. It's at Baking Sam, and you should go follow it to see more about my baking and kombucha making. Bye! Thanks for watching!